Well, it's Friday, the 5th of June. The full moon is in Sagittarius, a time that should expose to us that our greatest need is to always search for something. The centaur's bow is always nocked, an arrow seeks, or rather, finds, its target. This is episode 2022 of 301 Permanently Moved to Online, a personal podcast 301 seconds in length, written, recorded and edited in 1 hour by me at the JMO. If you're listening to this episode in anything other than 1x speed, it will sound terrible. Last week, I spoke about the document just named Attention. I said it was about deep listening, attention, and sound. A stranger messaged me via my website to say more, so here we are. We are listening to the podcast theme stretched 10 times with Audacity to 5 minutes and 1 second in length. The track has been transformed. It has become a landscape, one that we are perhaps now inside. No longer just a theme, a threshold to a podcast, but a sonic landscape, one within which we can now swim or wander. Its form recast, perspective skewed. Each note, each tone, each rhythm given space and time. You ring a bell, but the outcome is that it peals. A drum snare becomes a crashing wave. The suction of the sidechain I tied to the velocity of the kick drum makes me feel claustrophobic and afraid. There are universes to be found inside of all sound. Just like a bell, inside any sonic geography are overtones, harmonics, and reverberations that only become apparent at this distance. We are in an acoustic space formed by an algorithm, but nevertheless we are now exposed to the merger of time and space as articulated by the sound waves. Pauline Oliveros, the originator of deep listening, describes the difference between hearing and listening. An everyday behaviour that we often confuse one for the other. To listen is to become aware of the constant interplay of the perception of the moment and the remembered. The ear hears, the brain listens, and the body feels. To hear is physical. To listen is to give attention to what is perceived both acoustically and psychologically. This track makes me feel tight. Does it cause the tension I feel in the back of my knees listening to this? Or does the act of paying attention to the sound merely reveal it? When I was deeply unhappy and working in an office a decade ago, I would stretch a symphony to 8 hours and listen until the day was done. An attempt to wash my soul clean with sound. A sonic immersion that was laboured, relentless, and seemingly unstoppable. The familiar theme of this show has become renewed, revealing complexity, fresh with new boundaries, new edges that are beyond the ordinary. Oliveros impressed upon us that listening is a lifetime practice, one that depends on the accumulated experience. Each act of listening is one that accretes upon the last and informs the next. Each new experience should be a novel one. The same thing happens when we pay attention.